Well, I've completely revised my opinion of Mr. Bad Guy, Adithya. He's actually a really nice guy. And you've
Thank
also
you.
endeared yourself to me because you write such a fantastic blog.
Well, okay, thank you.
Actor, philosopher, traveler, and romantic. What I really like, I mean, some of the pieces I liked in your blog were your trip to Kazakhstan. I found that fascinating. I liked the piece you wrote about the choices that women make. I liked all your pieces on religion and that quote about from Richard Dawkins, how people are encouraged to fall back on religion because it keeps them complacent and lazy.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who have said it, even Karl Marx, opium of the masses and things like that. So, yes, I strongly believe in that because as far as a philosophical point of view is concerned, I think the need of the hour is for people to be more rational about things that they do. It's okay for people to go ahead and do whatever rituals or beliefs they have and practice them. But when it actually comes in the way of progress and in the way of somebody else's happiness, it's not such a nice thing. Just for example, if you have somebody speakers blaring, next door because there's a temple there or a mosque there or a church there and they're professing religion so loud, then it's not in good taste. Even if you belong to that particular religion, because you could have children sleeping or whatever, things like that. So there are areas where people should draw a line, and for that reason, I think people should actually become more rational about beliefs.
Did you know that Adithya is an anti-honk guy?
Absolutely. I'm anti any sort of noise. I like peace. I think it's about time that people learn to actually appreciate somebody else's space and not go around, pushing themselves around, which is very sad, which is what you see on the streets. I'm really hoping that one day I would have streets here where people do not use their horn. It really can be done. You travel around the world, and that's one of the main things you should learn from your travels anywhere, is that people can actually live without making noise. And it's really sad that we do this.
Well, I think it's a very sort of intrinsic part of our culture, noise and...
To a large extent, but I would like to probably rewind many years ago, and I can remember childhood, it wasn't this bad. Even my dad, when I speak to him, he talks to me about the old days not being so loud. But now people could argue back saying it's because you have more number of cars today. Now, to some extent, yes. But then how you deal with congestion, how you deal with chaos has changed a lot. People are very impatient now. They just keep honking. There's absolutely no respect for somebody else's time or space. It's sad.
Yeah, so you talked about your father. So let's rewind and go back to your childhood. Were you born in Palakkad?
No, my roots are from Kerala. My parents are from Palakkad. I was born in Bombay. I grew up in Dubai. I did my engineering in Bangalore, and now I'm here. So I'd like to look at myself as a nomad. I've really not dropped anchor anywhere. I have no idea where I'm going to be next.
And your food piece is also on the blog. I thought they were great fun because I love good food myself.
Yeah, the food piece you read on my blog was actually with reference to how, you come across people who are, look, my Indian food. They travel, they pack all sorts of pre-cooked meals, and they just can't eat the local food of that particular place. So it was with reference to that, because if you really look at Indian food, there is not many Indian food around, because look at our vegetables, for instance, carrot or cauliflower or broccoli is like new age, it's just come in now. I was at the vegetable shop yesterday shopping, and he tells me, sir, English vegetables nariya vandirukku. I said, what English vegetables? He was talking about broccoli and Brussels sprouts. And I was just pointing it out to him, even carrot and cauliflower was ancient to us just a few, decades ago, but now it's part of the Indian diet. So if you really rewind back far in time, you realize paneer is not Indian, samosa is not Indian, idli is not Indian. That's news.
A
lot of people don't know that idli is actually a Chinese invention. And it came with the traders, and now it's become Indian. You talk about South Indian food, everyone tells you, did you have your idli dosa? They're not Indian.
Why don't you tell them your blog URL, those who want to check it out?
It's infidel. Yeah, infidelman.blogspot.com.
Well, you like this bad guy character, don't you? But I know that you're playing good guy in your latest project.
Yes. The funny thing is, some of the roles that I've done is actually a good guy, but they keep referring to me as a villain. For instance, Arindam Ariyamalu, I'm the good guy. The people who are playing the protagonist, they are the bad guys, but no one realizes it, because I'm against the protagonist. They just assume I'm the bad guy. So similar, now the new movie that I'm doing, called Artanayagan. I really love doing that project because for the first time I have been given an opportunity to showcase romance and tragedy and villainy and a whole lot of other emotions, which
Is
it's not
it a
easy to come
rural
through.
sort of a subject?
No, it's a mix. It's a mix. There's a bit of rural and a bit of city. It's a wonderful subject. And for the first time, I was given a wife. So I have Meera Vasudevan playing as my pair, and Shakti plays the main lead. I'm playing the second hero of that movie almost, and it's come out really well. It's come out really well, and I'm really hoping that everyone goes out to the theater, because I know big banner movies, they have great backing, they get a lot of publicity, but this movie might not. But Artanayakan has come out really well. I hope people go out and watch it.
So is there a chance ever that you might move to Kerala or Andhra, because there are a lot more projects there, no?
Well, I go where the wind takes me. So I'm not really, like I said, I'm not dropping anchor anywhere. For the moment, Andhra is giving me a lot of good projects, and I'm very excited about the kind of roles I'm getting there. Momentarily, I might just drift off for a while. But I definitely will not be leaving Tamil, because this is, I still remember when my parents first bought a VCR, the first movie we saw in that was Nadodi Mannan. So that's how much we are attached to Tamil, because we are from Palakkad. So, people from Palakkad are neither accepted as Malayalis or as Tamilians. We are somewhere stuck in the middle. And if you ask where I lean towards Tamil.
So if you wanted one thing to change in the movie industry, in Tamil Nadu, what would that be? Just one thing that you don't like or you think is actually sort of hampering its progress?
Oh, that's there are a whole lot of things, but the corporatization of Tamil cinema would actually be a good thing, is what I feel, because there'll be more order, and people would actually be able to do better work. At the moment, it's slightly chaotic, so that's one thing which could be worked upon. Chaos is quite strong.
Talking about chaos, I remember when we were working on that serial, there was no script.
Exactly, that's one of the things I'm talking about.
We had a lovely director, Gerald, the most sweet man that one could ever work with, just genuine, sincere person. But then the scenes would be written on the spot.
There are a lot of reasons for this, actually. I mean, you can't really hold them at fault either. It's a reaction to the existing scenario. We don't have proper copyright laws or intellectual property acts. So because of which a lot of directors don't want to give their stories away. So they keep it in their mind and they don't write the script till it's the day of the shoot, which is actually quite scary, but that's one of the areas I'd love to see changed.
So since you write so much, I keep sort of referring to your blog, which you're very committed, yeah, about it. You're very
honestly,
disciplined.
yes. There was a time when I would pour out, but I've been quite dormant for the last 1.5 years. I haven't really written much in the last 1.5 years, but I plan to go back.
Because your pieces are also long,
Yes.
they're not just sort of musings, short musings.
It probably has to do with the advent of Facebook, because in those days, Facebook was still in its infancy. It's okay for me to say Facebook, yeah?
Yes, of course.
Okay, you don't know. Anyway, so it was still in its infancy, but now I actually like the concept of being able to, have an interactive response. So there's a lot of activity happening on my pages there. I have a fan page on Facebook, and there is a lot of activity there as well where people discuss. So I haven't really stopped writing in that sense. It's just moved over to a different format now.
Yeah, because nowadays when you talk about diminishing attention spans and all of that, to see a man write such long length pieces is quite admirable, So do you ever think of writing a script, since you write so well, for yourself to act in?
Yeah, well, yeah, there are, if you look at it that way, there are scripts that every actor wants to do. So there are a few in my mind. I can write them. I haven't really written any down. I can write them. But in the future, I do see myself writing and directing as well. But that would be way long away. Once, I've finished, I'm done with my acting career, then I would, yes.
Yeah, I hope you do, because recently one of our top directors was saying that what we lack basically are good scripts.
Yes, scripts are in short supply all over India. It's not just in Tamil. And good writers are hard to come by as well. So it is difficult. I don't know. I think it's probably because we are going through a transition. And during this metamorphosis, old pattern scripts are no longer appreciated. So we are somewhere in between, I see light at the end of the tunnel. Probably a few years from now, you'll see better scripts which more people can appreciate. Right now, it's all violence. It's all, you know, arua and tupaki.
Extremes.
Extremes.
Two extremes. Now, since I woke you up so early on a Sunday
Yes,
morning,
bad girl.
can I buy you breakfast at Murugan Idli?
Absolutely, sounds great.
All right, so that's where I'm going to take him to have some idlis, which are not, by the way, Indian.
Chinese invention.
So let's go have some
Let's go have some
Chinese
Chinese
at 7
food.
in the morning. Bye.
Ciao.